Good morning, Saturday. I'm having a rough day. One of my electric tools that I use to work, it's to cut the patterns out on wood for, it's a scroll saw, they call it. It's a Dremel's tool. Dremel's very reliable, but then I found out this one part breaks all the time, and guess what? It broke. And guess what? I can't find anybody down here that sells Dremel parts or that will deliver from America. So, before I throw it in the garbage and get, you know, or just out the window, I get crazy, but I decided I better do this video first because, you don't want to see the police come in and arrest me for throwing things out the window. That's not cool, people. And I'm cool. Yeah, baby. Okay. Let's see what's going on in the world today. Well, we're gonna do football. I don't know whether we do football first. All right, let's do the football first. I'll be right. Let me get the thing up. Okay, something happened here. I don't know what it. Oh, now I know what it is. Okay, not a problem. Went to the wrong spot. Just trying to look it up on YouTube. Okay. Here we go. Well, we had the Chargers and the Vikings. That was a disappointment. Falcons, Dolphins. Now here's the game. Dolphins have to win, but I think the Falcons will win. Ravens, Bears. This is another one of these deals. If their quarterback's available, the Ravens win. If not, Bears win. It's as simple as that. I don't know what the availability is. I'm sorry about that. Jets might win a game today. They got the Bengals, so I'm going to take the Jets. Panthers, Bills, Bills. Definitely. Bills can't wait for the real cold weather games to start. 49ers, Texans. I'm going with the 49ers. I don't know who's playing quarterback or what, but I like the 49ers regardless. Patriots, Browns. I'm going to go with the Patriots, even though I really like the Brown team. I'm going to go with the Patriots. Eagles, Giants. I'm sorry, guys. Shaquan Barkley's not going to play, I don't think. But maybe their quarterback won't play either. But I still think they have enough to beat the Giants this time around. If not, then they're done for the year. Saints, Bucks. They got to make a comeback after the last loss. Colts, Titans, Colts. I think the Colts are one of the two or three top teams in the league right now. Broncos, Cowboys. I'm going with the Broncos because once again, this is a situation where you have the Broncos have a great quarterback and a very good defense, and I think they should win. Steelers, Packers. Let's go with the Pack, folks. Commanders don't have their starting quarterback. I'm going with the Chiefs. Should be a good win for them. Okay, that takes care of the right up to Monday night, but we'll do Monday night again when Monday night comes, okay? So that's it for now. I hope I worked. Did it work? I think so. I don't know, guys. Oh, man. So, what else is going on in the world of sex, violence, and rock and roll, huh? Do you know how many different ways there are to sharpen a knife? You got to read that. I mean, everybody's got their own system, and they put a video up on it. I'm not quite that bad. Oh boy. Okay, let's start now. When we talked about, I gave you the definition, a limited definition of sanctions, and for the most part, this, especially the type that Trump is putting on, they're very difficult to enforce. And Russia's got Russia's got things they can do that just screw up the whole world, without blowing things up. But Reagan Ronald Reagan, the actor turned president, the conservative Republican hero for many, many years, he hated tariffs. And they're putting out a video now explaining that, and I understand it's going to be on the halftime show of the Super Bowl. So I'm going to tell you this right now. Trump's going to pull some stunt because Trump hates the NFL. I can't say that as much as I like to, but Trump hates the NFL, and they're not real fond of him either. So, especially the players might be, but Tom Brady I love Donald Trump. Tom Brady is a football player, and that's where he should stay. And we'll see what happens down the road, but I don't think he's going to be making money the way he thinks he's going to be making money. I'm a little shaky with him. And but that's and Donnie now hates Reagan. He stopped because Canada put that video up on the air and posted it in U.S. Websites. Donald Trump broke off trade negotiations with Canada. Now he's at the moment Hegseth, the little dick that follows Trump's little dick everywhere. Little dicks stick together. That this way they don't look like they have little dicks. Did you know that? Guys, you don't remember that from when you were gym class showers? The little dick people all kept together because they thought their little dick was bigger than somebody else's little dick. But not as couldn't compare with the average dick. I don't know. I think a little dick's more of a prick than the average dick, but but anyhow, he ordered the world's largest war vessel, aircraft carrier, and it's headed for the Caribbean. Because Trump wants to invade Venezuela, because if you follow everything and you know a little bit about history, he's wanted that oil that's in the ground in Venezuela. Now, if you ever stop by a Hess oil station years ago, I used to work for them on weekends once in a while, and they had the cheapest gas around. Back when we would have gas shortages and stuff like that. Hess oil, because Hess oil was Venezuelan oil. And then Venezuelan oil was the cheapest oil in the world at that time. Gasoline-wise, anyhow. I don't know about... I don't know where they got if their gas was refined by Hess oil here. Is that what it was? I think so. There's a Hess refinery in New Jersey, I think. And New Jersey's got everybody's refinery in it. And anyhow, he wants that oil field. Now, Maduro's a nutcase, and he's liable to set fire to that oil field. Now, if he does that, then his people will definitely revolt, because, as soon as they start paying more than 25 cents a gallon for gasoline, they're going to get pissed. But that's going to happen, because Trump's going to take all the oil out of there. Let the American oil companies go down there. And that'd take a couple of years for them to be able to bring it back up to full production, because it sort of fell in disarray. Because Chavez threw out the all the oil people when he took over. At least Maduro was dealing with the Chinese and the Russians. So I don't, if that it's actually it's an act of war that he's contemplating and calling it a because of the drug trade. He's calling it, and from what I know. I'm not sure how big Venezuela plays a part in the drug trade. They don't really have to because of the oil that they get, all the oil they have in the ground. But Colombia does. And Colombia's if you look at the history of Escobar, the Medellin cartel, when they were doing it, okay, they weren't growing cocaine and using homegrown cocaine. They were getting cocaine paste from, I believe it was Peru, if I'm not mistaken. It's along the southern part of Colombia. And he would drive that stuff up to places in Medellin where it would be refined into cocaine, cut, shipped, whatever. He owned the distribution channels. He got hold of all the distribution channels in Colombia at the time, and he had planes flying everywhere. And he had so much money, he stored it in warehouses. He was making something like they said like $278 billion a year. And that's back in the 70s, 80s, like that, Until he started, losing his mind. He could have been an emperor. Now, Trump wants to go after Venezuela. He's going after Venezuela for oil. The drug distribution has nothing to do with it. They may use Venezuelan ports, but most of the stuff that comes out of that's going up the coast the boats are built in Colombia, and that's the direction they're going. He don't want to come into Colombia to fight. Because not only does he fight the army, he fights the rebel forces, which are better than the army and better outfitted than the army is, and he fights drug dealers who have small armies. I got a building up the street from me that's all mafia owned and everything like that, and that's all that's in these very, very expensive apartments. I don't know what they do. If they're drug dealers, they're involved in the cocaine product. Cocaine is a very volatile industry. The gangs fight over that shit all the time, and that's not something that he's going to defeat. And he has to understand something, and this is the big deal. Trump doesn't understand this. The meth is becoming a bigger drug because cocaine's becoming a little too expensive. Meth is cheap. You can make it anywhere. It's like bathtub gin from the 20s. But with Trump doesn't understand that, and none of the presidents have ever understood this, but the gang leaders and the presidents of other countries that manufacture cocaine know this. If you want to stop cocaine, get the people in the United States to stop wanting it. You ever watch this program, The Ghost, and this? If you do, the woman that owns the property, whose descendants own the property that she's on, if she ever talks about cocaine. And that's the way people deal with cocaine. Cocaine's been around forever. Cocaine was used in Coca-Cola till, I don't know, someplace time in probably 30s or 40s, they finally made it illegal to use it. So cocaine's been around. Cocaine is what they call snuff in the old days, too, So you can tell how long it's been around. And the refinery process is probably pretty easy from what I can tell. Although the grade of cocaine back in the 20s and whatnot, when all the jazz musicians were doing it and stuff like that, was a lot better than the shit you get today. Because they found out they could cut it way, way down and would still be extremely powerful. And they you know, cut it and they make tons of money selling it. And then there's crack cocaine, which is a highly addictive form of cocaine. You know, you can snort it one time and be addicted to it. And if you want, the addiction is I don't know the name of the stuff that goes on in the head, but the various chemicals. But anyhow, what happens with cocaine, the addiction part of cocaine, isn't the euphoria that goes on with the drug. What addicts you to cocaine is the crash. Because the crash is quick, very uncomfortable, I guess. I don't know, because it creates the desire for more, you know? So Trump is, going to try and get the oil, and I don't know, he must have some, I think he's got deals going with Chevron and a couple other companies. They have refineries down there that haven't been working in years, so, that's probably what they're going to do. But anyhow, that's the direction. Okay, I'm going to take the rest of the day. I'm going to spend the rest of the day on the phone trying to get one of these assholes to talk to me. I'm trying to get a company in the United States to ship it to me, the part I need, It's a $26 part. The saw is around $150 or something like that. So it's worth me trying to fix it. I got the thing apart. It's already. I just got to take the old part out, put it in. I'm not taking the old part out till I have the new part, so I make sure it's right and everything. So anyhow, that's it for me today. Have a great weekend. Don't forget to subscribe to my page. This is going to be, I think, the first month in a long time where I didn't pick up at least one interested person, even if it was temporary. So you say temporary, you mean I can join and don't? Yeah, you can get out of it anytime you want. I don't know how hard it is to do. It shouldn't be that hard. I got rid of somebody I was subscribing to pretty easy. I just unsubscribed and that was it. They don't care. It's like friends on Facebook. Unfriend the guy. They don't give a shit. It's your account that concerns them. The fact that you don't want to talk to each other anymore is absolutely fine with them. They don't care. So anyhow, that's it for today. You can comment without subscribing. I believe you can. I'm pretty sure you can. I don't know all the ins and outs because it's some crazy reason. It's hard for me to find out stuff, even though it's very easy to do and everything like that. If I have a specific question about something, I find it difficult to find the answer. So I don't know what's going on with that, So, listen, have a great weekend. It's getting ready to rain down here. It rains at 2 o'clock every day down here lately, so you guys take care, and I'll see you on Monday. Don't forget, I won't be around tomorrow. I'll see you on Monday.